back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of a chat session with me, your host, George Mienie. And here we feature key representatives and people in our automotive industry who are pioneers of innovation, leaders of change, and even car dealers who do great things to keep our industry alive. And today is no different. Whilst 2021 has been a challenging year in our automotive industry, we can all attest to the fact that it has been a better year than 2020. But what it has also proven is that we all are resilient as a team, and our automotive industry has signs of success. We've proven that no matter what gets thrown at us, as South Africans and as the automotive industry, we soldier on together. We're confident that at some point we'll return our ways of business to normal, maybe with a couple of innovations in our pockets. And the question, though, is as we prepare to round off this year, how do car dealerships finish off the year strong in preparation for an even stronger 2022? And maybe let's take a look at the lessons we've learned from 2021 and help us carve out a better 2022. And to answer some of those questions, I have my good friend, Bobby Petkoff, from none other than Mienie Motors, and he'll give us 5 key learnings that he has learned from 2021 and lockdown in order to kickstart your year ahead. Welcome, Bobby, again.
Thank you so much. It's an honor being here, sir. Thank you very much.
Love having you on, Bobs. And so let's get right into it. Reflecting on 2021, in your mind, in less than 10 words, don't focus on the 10, but in a couple of words, how would you describe 2021 for Mienie Motors and Bobby Petkoff?
So extremely volatile at the moment, and very, very difficult to acquire stock.
Okay, so very volatile from a sales point of view, because stock is obviously
stock acquisition point of view. Yeah, that's very, very, very difficult at the moment, sir.
Very difficult to acquire stock. Well, yeah. You know, you're one of the dealers on our brand new shiny instant offer product, which I'm hoping goes from strength to strength next year. And you know, it's going to be interesting to see how consumers respond to this product. And I think we're building something great there, which hopefully brings the trade-in back to your dealership. But we're not here to talk about instant offer. We're here to talk about 2021. And but I suppose in 2021 we launched instant offer, which is a good thing. So how did you as Mienie navigate this year, seeing as the entire industry was trying to get back on their feet? What did you do? What are the couple of things that you did during 2021 that was different?
So first of all, we had to adapt and learn how to train our staff. So we've got a motto of we like bringing in young talent, inexperienced people, bring them through our cadetship program, which starts off with a 3-month you know, sort of kneecap to kneecap. You've got the opportunity to train with the best F&I team, with the best management team, and you get to share in the strategy of approaching a customer after sales. So we had to figure out how to do all that on Zoom, and it's very difficult. It's more difficult than we anticipated, because when someone's in a room with you, you can read body language. I can feel if I'm losing someone, if he's sitting 3 or 4 meters away from me. On a Zoom call with 15, 18, sometimes 50 people, it's very hard to gauge who's actually engaged and who's taking in what you're trying to teach. So we had to learn how to do that effectively over Zoom, because we've got a training center that accommodates 60 people, but we can't get more than 10 people in it because of the space.
Yes.
So that was a very, very big challenge for us, because you constantly need to be producing new talent in order to grow. And we plan to expand and grow, and we've opened 2 branches in the last 2 years. So that was difficult to navigate. So we don't have it figured out all yet, but we are getting better at it. So the training approach has just been very hard to figure out. I think that's the hardest.
You're one of the only dealers, if not the only dealer that I've seen that has a training center. Tell us a bit about that training center. You established it in 2021, right?
Yeah, early 20, we've always had a training program, but it was always sort of like in the boardroom with selected individuals that I saw potential in. And I always say, I want to pour petrol on people and see if there's a little spark that just bursts into flame. So I always thought, you know, I always liked to have a rabbit that everybody chases. So I'll pick one guy and I'll purely pick him on work ethic. I think I've got a very high work ethic. So I'll choose one individual that's got high work ethic and you know, is coachable. And I'll make him mirror me for 3, 4, 5, 6 months and just push him so far ahead of the rest of the sales staff. Then I'll get 6 or 7 people that are envious of him. That was always my strategy. I know I'm a bit warped, but that's how, you know, the training center started. Then I'll take 6 guys and say, okay, are you fed up with Mr. John here kicking everybody's ass? Do you want to catch him? Do you have what it takes? Well, what does it take? Well, then I'll take those 6 people, and every morning I'll have an hour with them in a boardroom, and then, you know, get them off chasing him. And eventually I saw that, wow, I'm building a culture of people that want to learn and are willing to grow, and more people are asking to join these meetings. So beginning of 2021, we opened the training center. I put 60 people in there every morning, and you know, we'll bounce ideas. What do you struggle with? What did you learn yesterday? Where did you fail? And then, you know, we've built up a curriculum of you know, taking a greenie into a position where he sells 25 plus cars. We've had many success stories. You know, we've taken a lot of cleaners off our showroom floor. And we've got a wonderful story now with a young man called Given, who actually in 12 months 10x'd his income.
Wow.
Actually 12x'd his income. Yeah, 12x'd his income from a cleaner to he's like top 5 salesperson in our company. So I love doing that. That's my
your thing.
That's my why in the morning. Yeah. And when COVID came, I couldn't put 15 people because if one of them was sick, then, you know, our top sales team or our top selling people are going to all be off. So, you know, doing it through Zoom has presented its challenges, but yeah, I think we've solved most of them. So it's working out nicely.
That's awesome. So 2021 for you has been about training, your training center, putting more resource into training and really giving your staff or your people the opportunity to grow. You know, so if you kind of had to reflect back and, you know, I'm looking for 5 things. So we've on to number 1. You know, so training. What would you say the second thing is that you focused on in 2021 that was different?
So I've you know, I'm starting to get closer to 40 now. So I just turned 37, and as I'm getting, you know, some of my GT stripes, I figured out that I'm not Superman. I can't manage, you know, 224 people at once. That's how many staff members we are, and you know, through always trying to improve myself, I figured out that the number is actually between 7 and 9. You know, on a very good day, I can manage 9 people, but on generally, with the way my schedule is and my phone is busy, 7 people. So I focus on 7 people. Those are the people that get, you know, 90 or 80 or 90% of my attention throughout the day. So I focus on them and rely on them to go and execute on the strategy and the culture downwards to their teams, which are no more than 7 to 9 people. So I've sort of, you know, experimented with that, and the number is somewhere between 7 and 9. So that's the second thing that I've learned. I can't manage 224 people effectively. I can try, but it's not effective. I
No,
can manage
you will burn out, I guess. And that resonates with me. I've in my 17, 18 years at AutoTrader, and before that, as a matter of fact, I've always managed and led people. But I came to that conclusion as well. And that is, so my magic number is 8. Funny that that's exactly in the middle of your 7 to 9. My magic number is 8, and I don't allow any manager in AutoTrader to have more than 8 people that report to them directly, because it becomes very difficult to lead those people. You can't give them the value that they need in order to do their job successfully if you're managing too many people, because you might have a conversation with somebody once a month if you're trying to manage 100 people, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah, and also, I mean, every single individual is motivated differently. Like I'm a madness person. I love competing. I love a challenge. I love standing up to a bully. That's the way I'm driven. You can't drive me with money, and you also can't drive me with fame and promotion. You can drive me with competition, but the guy to my left is a finance guy. He's driven by money. He needs to be motivated by imagine if you can keep up the pace for the next 36, 48 months. Where do your kids go to school? Where where do you live in 48 months? If you can maintain the pace that you
exactly.
that
Even
you started.
in your example of the 10x, 12x salary.
Yeah, 100% driven by money. Yeah, and then you have people that are driven by the next promotion. So Anton, if you want to be a sales manager, these are the 8 things that you need to hit, and then I'll make you a sales manager. I need to have a deeper relationship with Anton to understand what drives him, and I can't if I'm leading 224 people at the same time. So limiting the people that get more of my time has been a huge success for me and for the company.
Okay, so we're on to number 2. Don't manage more than 7 to 9 people, Bobby says. So number 3, Bobby, what was in your bag of tricks? Tricks, a bad word, but what was in your in what you did differently in 2021?
So really dug deep and focused on our brand being our reputation, and more our online reputation. So what do people see when they search me, for example, and what do people see when they search Mienie Motors? So if you search me, you get an interview of me and you, where you interviewed me for the first time. Mm-hmm. So I love the fact that that's the first video that pops up, because I immediately get brand association with you, which is a very big feather in my cap. Therefore, I need to now take that and carry it into our company. So how does Mienie Motors appear to the world? What do customers say about us on Google? What do customers say about us on Facebook? What do customers say about us on Hello Peter? What do customers say about us when they're unhappy? And how do we handle them? Because there's always going to be unhappy customers. You can't please everyone. It's just figuring out what's the first thing that you do when a customer is unhappy. What's the second thing that you do? Who touches that customer first? Who touches him second? Who touches him last? Who touches him after the issue has been resolved? So focusing on that has identified so many leaks in our business that we had an opportunity to go and plug.
Okay, so focusing on your brand, and as Bobby was talking, you can see I showed you. If I Googled Mienie Motors, and I'll show you again. If I Google Mienie Motors, obviously the ads come up, etc., etc. Those are, but Mienie Motors comes up first for their brand, and that's an important thing for any dealership, is that you appear in the organic search first for your brand. And there's many dealerships who, if you Google, something else will come up, somebody else will come up. I mean, obviously, AutoTrader plays in the SEO space quite heavily, so we will come up second for Micmac Motors' brand. But then you need to make sure, as Bobby mentioned, that you come up, that your social media and Hello Peter, and there's the Hello Peter listing, comes up alongside or with those organic listings, that some other stuff doesn't come up. Now, obviously, because I'm searching, using my browser and my history, I'm going to get a different set of results to what other people are going to get, and my location as well. So if I opened up a incognito browser, chances are I would get a different set of results, and maybe the interview will come up. But Google knows that I did that interview, so it's not going to serve my own interview to me. But it's important that you dominate the search results of your brand, is what Bobby is saying. Okay, so that was what, number 3, Bobby. What was number 4 that you focused on? I hope we're going to get to number 5.
Yeah, sure thing. So number 4 is something that I think took a lot of guts, and I wish I had done it many years ago, because it revealed a couple of things. So I'm of the opinion that I can't really learn anything from a happy customer. So and that's not being arrogant, that's just being, the happy customer appreciates and likes the process that happened from hello to congratulations. The unhappy customer is the one that I'm hyper focused on. So customer phones me yesterday. For example, this true story. Customer phones me yesterday. We delivered his vehicle, so we definitely try and deliver countrywide free of charge within 72 hours. So Bobby, the car did arrive under 72 hours. The car was full of bugs and chojos because it arrived at 9 o'clock at night. So I got a dirty car. So that teaches me something, so that I never ever have that phone call again. I'm going to have another unhappy customer phone me about something else, but not this, because if a car wash was open at 7:30, for example, and it closed at 7:30 and we couldn't make the car wash, I would rather have the driver sleep over, wake up early, wash the gentleman's car, ask her, to be excused because we're going to deliver a dirty car, and then deliver the car properly the next morning. So hyper focused on unhappy customers. Every customer, we just hit 3,000 reviews on Hello Peter. It's the biggest, or the most amount of reviews for a car dealership. So we've got a rating of 10, and we're number 1 with an 80% promotion index, which is the highest. And we actually encourage customers to rate us, happy and unhappy. So we do get some 1 stars. We get some 1, 2, and 3 stars, but hyper focus on that 1 star. Try to fix whatever we failed at, and then learn from that and create some sort of a process or a procedure, so that that specific thing doesn't happen again, or that problem that occurred. We always say, don't put a plaster on it. Go to the doctor, have the surgery, have it stitched up, and make sure that doesn't bother you again. So yeah, that's the 4th thing. We encourage unhappy customers to share their experience on a public platform, so that we can learn and better our service.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's number 4 in terms of 2021 and things that Bobby learned from this last year, and that is focus on your unhappy customers. And I guess, that resonates with me a lot, because you can learn very little out of success. You can go and read a lot about other people's success, and that's where you should learn out of success. But you can't learn really, what Bobby's saying is, you can't really learn out of your own success. You can only learn out of your own failings. You can learn out of other people's success. And I always say, you don't have enough of a lifetime to make all of your own mistakes. So learn from your own mistakes and learn from other people's mistakes. Don't always only focus on the success. And that's exactly what Bobby's saying. And if we go back to the Hello Peter page that Bobby is ranked very highly on, and what was interesting here for me, Bobby, was that average time to reply, 0.88 hours. Now, what is that in minutes? 0.88 hours. Let's do the maths. 60 times 0.88. That is within 53 minutes, Bobby is replying to a particular customer.
And sorry to interrupt you. That's calculated over a 24-hour period. So that means that they take the time while we closed and we're sleeping, and they calculated according to a 24-hour day, which means realistically we're replying to our customers in under 10 minutes.
Exactly, because you could take 8, 16, 24, which is one third of the waking business hours. So 1/3 of 52 minutes is exactly what Bobby is saying. 52 divided by 3, which is roughly in the teens. So Bobby doesn't take. Let's add a push, say 15 minutes to reply to unhappy customers or to the negative sentiments out there. Don't hide away from it. All right. So that's number 4, Bobby. That was very useful. Number 5, and finally.
So I think number 5, there's a lot of disruptive businesses in the market. There's a lot of unhappy dealers in the market that are, spending way too much time focusing on the disruptive businesses, and for a lack of better words, using them as an excuse to justify failure. So I think if I could add value in a dealer watching this, focusing on another dealership doesn't solve the problems that your dealership has. Focusing on your own dealership, not ignoring what's going on out there. You can't be oblivious. Wow, that's a big word. You can't be, like a racehorse with things on the side and looking straight. But knowing what's going on out there, being informed, is different to focusing on a dealer opening a new branch in another city and a 10th branch, whatever the case might be. That doesn't help your business. Every second spent moaning, complaining, and pointing fingers is time that you took away from your business to focus on stuff that really matter, that makes a difference in your life right now, like speaking to unhappy customers. So we are aware of everything around us, but we don't give a 3-minute conversation 3 hours of the day. We give it 3 minutes. That's all that's all it's getting. A company's just announced they're buying a big place. It's a strategic move. They're entering this market. It's awesome. Well done to them. Guys, how many unhappy customers do we have for today that we need to make fans? We have 6. Let's start with the first one. Where did we fail this first customer? This, and this. How can we make him a fan? So we want a 1-star Hello Peter customer to come out of that experience, hopefully one day putting Mid-Mac Motors on the back of their t-shirt. That's how much value we want to provide that customer where we failed. But we don't give the other conversation more than 3 minutes because it doesn't deserve more than 3 minutes. That's all it deserves. And I think that sort of helped us, because there's a lot of distractions out there. The motor industry is so busy and it's buzzing. There's a lot that you can speak about that adds no value to you. Yeah. It literally doesn't. So allowing stuff like that to come into your office is fine, but giving it more time than it deserves is a problem. So we don't. We have a 3-minute conversation. That's awesome. Can it add value in our lives? No. 3-minute conversation. Going back to your product, we are so excited about instant offer. That's an ongoing conversation because we run the system. How does the system work? Okay, this is how it works. You get notified on a WhatsApp. I had a conversation with your team. I want 10 people to get the notification because I'm so scared I miss it. And it's so important for us to be competitive in terms of time, price, and so on. So what is the strategy when it comes to this? 10 people must be notified. One of the 10 will round up the troops. We'll have a quick 3 or 4 minute conversation. This is what we're going to pay for the vehicle. Boom, make the offer. That's a new thing that adds value into our lives and into our company, is allowed more time. But a big company opening a new branch in the northern part of South Africa doesn't add any value to our lives. So it's a 3-minute conversation, not a 3-hour discussion.
Exactly. So, again, that resonates with me in terms of what Bobby is saying is, you've got to be cognizant of your competition, and you've got to know where you rank in the world and where you are. But I always say, whatever you focus on, you're going to smash into, because you're going to go in the direction like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
And you're going to have an accident with that thing that you're focused on. At AutoTrader, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on being the best at what we do, even if what we do is number 2.
Yeah.
In certain areas, we're okay with that. And then we focus on just getting better and better and better. And hopefully with whatever we do in a microcosm, because, AutoTrader is very, very fortunately number 1 in the market, but instant offer is not number 1 in the market.
Yes.
So we're not really focused on competition in that area. We're more focused on getting that particular product to do the best that it can do, and then it will by itself become number 1. So that resonates with me quite heavily, Bobby. So very finally, we're almost out of time. What advice would you give to other dealerships that are entering 2022? Really, just like in the beginning, 10-word answer. What advice would you give them? I know we've unpacked these 5 things heavily, but if you had to leave people with a particular message for the festive season going into 2022, what would it be?
So a lot of, this is a hot topic in our management team. A lot of people switch off this time of the year, towards the end of the year, and they sort of, they put the car in neutral, and we're cruising down the road, and we're gonna sort of start making plans for 2022, and we're gonna do big things. So the way you finish 2021 is a direct reflection of the way 2022 is gonna go. So if you don't finish strong and you don't push yourself now more than ever before, you can't expect a great start for 2022. You simply can't. If you're going to start pushing yourself in January, by the time first quarter is finished, you're still gearing up to do good things and big things. You have to finish strong in 2021. Our urgency level is so high at the moment because deals are so scarce, because everybody's on holiday. But we want to get to that mark that we've set ourselves. No matter what, we're not lowering the target. We are increasing the amount of work we put in, the amount of hours we put in, the amount of effort to hit the target. We're not going to lower the target. And there's no way we're not hitting the target. It's not an option. We will hit it. If we put enough effort,
you will hit that target. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Bobby Pedkoff from Mienie Motors. And I hope you have, I mean, at the time of recording, it is now December. This is going to be published at some time, in probably January. But looking back, did you finish 2021 strong? Because as Bobby put it, the way you finish 2021 is going to be the way you start 2022. So again, thank you very much, Bobby. Appreciate you being here with me and your time. And I hope that you and Mienie Motors have a cracking 2022.
Thank you, sir. Same to you. Thank you very much.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Mienie Motors. If you haven't seen what they're doing, go and have a look and finish 2021 in a strong way so that you can start 2022 with a bang. We'll see you next time.